Hello everyone, good morning. I'm Lochana Ambedkar, a student of Targuma Institute of Technology, and this is my colleague Jubin Bhatt. Today we are going to talk about climate change and infectious diseases and outbreaks associated with climate change. So I'm going to do first part of our presentation, and Jubin will continue second part of our presentation. So now we are going to look at our topics, today's topics. Before we are talk about climate change, we have to know what is climate change. So our first topic will be climate change, and this second topic is infectious diseases and outbreaks associated with climate change, as well as areas most at risk because of this climate change. Julie?
Evidence that climate change contributes to increased risk at infections will be covered in my part, and in later part of my second part, I'm going to discuss some risk management strategy which could support the authorities in providing framework to assess, manage, and treat potential outbreaks. Losna will continue with her first part.
Thank you, Julie. Uh, Before we are talk about climate change and infectious diseases, we should know about climate change. So, what is climate change? Climate change is a periodic modification of Earth's climate brought about as a result of changes in the atmosphere as well as interactions between the atmosphere and various other geologic, chemical, biological, and geographical factors within the Earth. In simple words, uh, climate change is any significant changes in expected weather in a specific area in period of time. So now we will look at infectious diseases and outbreaks associated with climate change. Uh, as we all know, for infectious diseases and outbreaks, uh, there are three main components required to most of these infectious diseases. Those are environment, vector, and host. So, because of this climate change, it can uh, because of climate change, extreme weather changes can be happen, and carbon dioxide level can be increased, and sea levels can be increased, as well as heat can be increased. So, because of that, flood can be happen, droughts can be happen, hurricanes, cyclones, everything can be happen. Because so it can directly impact in human health like waterborne diseases, vector-borne diseases, foodborne diseases, as well as airborne diseases. So, in this table, we are talk about some environmental changes because of this climate change, as well as example diseases. So, our first environmental change is dams, canals, irrigations. So, because of that, we human can get cysticercosis, malaria, helminthiasis, and river blindness. All of these are vector-borne diseases. So dams, canal irrigations, like directly impact on water quality, and it provides a environment to reproduction and transmission of vectors. So this kind of vector-borne diseases can be happen in these because of these environmental changes. And it directly urbanization, urban crowding. Because of that, human health can impact like cholera, dengue, and because of deforestation and new habitation, it can happen malaria, oropouche, and because of reforestation, Lyme disease, ocean warming, red tides, and as well as Rift Valley fever. To conclude, uh, as I discussed before, because of this climate change, four main causes can be happen: rising temperatures, more extreme weather changes, sea level rising, and carbon dioxide level increasing. So, because of rising temperature, extreme heat, because of extreme heat, heat related illnesses can be happen, and all as well as death can be happen because of this heat increasing due to dehydration. And because of severe weather conditions, it mainly impact on mental health in humans. If we are talking about more extreme weather changes, air pollution can be happen because of these weather changes and changes in vector ecology. So because of air pollution, cardiovascular diseases can be happen. Uh, Vector diseases can associate with malaria, dengue, encephalitis, hantavirus, Rift Valley fever, Lyme disease, and chikungunya. Because of rising sea levels, flood can be happen and increase in allergens. So floods directly affect on water quality, and because of that, it directly can be impact on human health. Like diseases can be like cholera can be happen, and as well as Campylobacter waterborne disease. And because of increase in allergens, respiratory allergens can be happen and asthma as well. So our next topic is now we will see areas most at risk because of this climate change. Uh, because of this climate change, temperature can be increased. So because of that temperature increasing, the like Africa and the desert areas can mainly lead to droughts. And because of increasing temperature, sea level can be risen because glaciers are shrinking, and in Arctic areas ice starting to melting. So it directly affect on coastal regions and small islands as well. It can flood can be happen and droughts as well. So our next topic is evidence that climate change contributes to increased risk at infections existing and emerging. Uh, According to Althusser in 2014, three more main components essential for most infectious diseases and agents or pathogen at host and transmissible environment. According to the European Environment Agency, the global average surface temperature has increased 0.74 Celsius, and the global sea level is rising 1.8 millimeter per year since 1961. And the sea ice has been shrinking by 2.7% per decade. Moreover, mountain glaciers are contracting ocean. Because of that, ocean water is starting to become more acidic, and it can happen extreme weather changes as well. So, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change predicted an average temperature rise of 1.25 to 5.8 Celsius across the globe, accompanied by increased and anomalous weather events including heat waves, floods, and droughts. Uh, so, so, when we are talking about infectious diseases, some pathogens are carried by vector or required intermediate hosts to complete their life cycle. So, appropriate climate and weather conditions are necessary for the survival, reproduction, distribution, and transmission of these vectors. So, therefore, changes in climate change or weather conditions may directly impact on infectious diseases through affecting the pathogens, vectors, host, and their living environment. This diagram shows that how climate change impact on human society and how it made infectious diseases. These are three main components: host, pathogen, and transmission. And because of climate change, temperature increasing, precipitation and humidity will be increased, and wind and dust be increased. So because of that, we can have vector-borne diseases, waterborne diseases, foodborne diseases, as well as airborne diseases. So next part will be conducted by Jubi. Jubi.
Thank you very much, Lochna.